Earlier we were gonna do a review real quick, and I thought I was gonna do the whole setup with the ring light and all that, and I was like, no. So I'll just say it. Bottom line, I have never been more bored with a bunch of ninjas and motorcycles in my life.
Yes.
This, I swear, I dozed off like twice.
I looked over there, I looked at you, and I was like, is he asleep?
Like, this boy is gone. I'm about to take his chips. That's what it was. I'm not gonna spoil. No, this is gonna be a non-spoiler. From the beginning, how it was set up. You know what the character's motivation is, why Snake Eyes is doing what he's doing. Even I thought that was because it began with a flashback and then it led into like a fight scene. Usually with action movies, you would start with the fight scene and then in the middle of it, maybe you start flashing back, or maybe throughout the movie they'll start flashing back. I thought that would have worked better, but I mean, hey, whatever the direction is, what the direction. But I felt like this movie was I don't know what it was trying to at times I felt like, was it trying to be like old school kung fu movies? Was it trying to be old school 80s? Or was it trying, I don't know what it was trying to be, but the only thing it accomplished with me was just boredom. But I don't know, what about you? What did you feel?
It confused me. You know what I think it was trying to compare itself to or try to be like? Mortal Kombat. That's what I said.
I thought of Mortal Kombat in the middle. I didn't like Mortal Kombat. I liked it enough. I didn't like it like as what I wanted to. But then in the middle of it, I was like, I like Mortal Kombat better than this.
Yes, way better. It was too. I was like, it had so many things in it that was like, okay, explain how is this happening? What is going on?
It was like,
it's too fantastical. There's a lot of fantastical
I was
things.
Like, why are you overcomplicating and oversimplifying things at the same time? How do you do that? This is overcomplicated, and the plot is just straight up like simple at the same time. Like,
whoever wrote this movie is a terrible writer.
The screenplay was not well written, and I was hoping that it was just, because for the most part it stayed just focused on like Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, how they, that part of it, how they're, I like a story where the hero and the future villain or whatever, they become friends, and then they spread, they something happens. I love a story like that. It makes it that much more compelling and deep. But even how, like, okay, I know Storm Shadow is our Joe and everything, but dude, everything Snake Eyes is our Joe and everything. But everything that he was doing, I'm sorry, man. You, like, how many chances does a mother get? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I am sorry. I don't want to spoil it, but dude, there is no fucking way.
I just knew they was like, bump it, we're gonna kill you. You doing too much. I'm like, I never thought in my life that I'd be like, yeah, Storm Shadow got some points. I remember the cartoon and I remember them beefing. I was a kid, I never understood why they hated each other because I never dove deep. But they deviated so much from the original source material.
Yeah,
like it just,
I felt so. I like from the cartoon or the comic, or both.
Both of them. Yeah, both of them. They just said, hey, we gonna do what we want to do. This is brand new for, and it seemed like when I was first starting to watch it, I was like, okay, they're making this for adults because it's a lot of talking and a lot of explaining that if a kid came, they would be
lost.
Out of there.
Yeah,
lost.
Exactly.
Like, I'm done.
Because it's taking too long for the ninjas to be cool. Yeah. Like, how do you do that? How do you bore somebody with ninjas?
And then near the probably like the middle is like they got real fantastical, and I'm like, okay, this is for a child. Yeah. This is too fantastical. And
the cartoon was more sophisticated and still kept the child's interest.
Yes,
way better than
that. Way better than this. Oh man,
I mean, I don't care if you take away from the source material a little bit if you're trying to make the best movie and all that, but I remember as a kid, they would have some lessons and stuff that your parents would be like appreciative that they were teaching the kids. They kept you interested.
One good thing I'm gonna say about this is that they casted well, but even though they casted well with the actors who played, I guess they just say, hey, we gonna do the best we can with what y'all giving us. Because I feel like the people that they casted was excellent.
I feel like they casted well all the way to
the Baroness,
to Scarlet and the Baroness. But I felt like they looked great, but the second Scarlet started talking, I was like, no,
she was unbelievable.
It was like the part where they finally started to weave in G.I. Joe and Cobra. I was thinking this was unnecessary. Like this could have been explained at the very end as a little Easter egg thing, like oh, by the way, here comes Joe. That was Cobra.
This was done by under the
web of Cobra.
Cobra.
Like I felt like they didn't even have to mention Cobra or that at all. They could have just kept it on. But the second they mentioned it and it became a part of that, then it became unbelievable.
It was an eye roller.
Yeah, it was so forced. It was like I thought the only time, even though I was getting bored, I was like, okay, I'm bored, but at least they're keeping it focused on just Snake Eye and on just on the origin story. But the second they said Joe and the second they said Cobra, I was like, yeah, like you said, eye roll.
I'm a super huge G.I. Joe fan. Like that's what I collect. That's my collection. My toy collection and everything is G.I. Joe. I can tell by whoever wrote this, whoever produced this, whoever got this together, they
just started reading it like
yes, they just said let's get some let me get the couple of books in and take what I like and okay, let's go. They didn't do their diligence and research and really put in what is cool about Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They just we like this element. And I always said if they, and this is G.I. Joe as a whole, if they went back and placed G.I. Joe movies in the 80s, like where it originated.
This would have made more sense if it was set back in time, back in the day and whatnot. But they always trying to force everything to be futuristic
modern
and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? And the question came up on the channel a minute ago. Like this is a perfect example of a question that came up a minute ago about. I did a video about movies that are the definition of campy and tropes. So this movie was very campy.
Very campy.
But they used a lot of tropes. Like the trope, the definition of a trope is a thing like a tool or a plot point that's inside the movie that's been, like, for example, the whole the two people who are destined to be enemies start off as brothers, they're friends. That's a trope that was used within the movie, and it was like it was so many of the examples like that, but that was the only one I was focused on. I was like, that was really the only part of it that worked, but at the same time, within this trope of that part of the story, it was like then the campiness started to kick in about with the bad dialogue between them and stuff, the forced posing and and everything. The only time the posing and all that stuff was done to me was done for right was when old boy from the Raid showed up.
Oh yeah. Tony John.
Dude, I didn't know he was gonna be in the movie. Me and you had the same reaction when we saw him. We was like,
that's what made me think, this movie gonna be tight.
Yeah, the fights are gonna be every scene with him was great.
It was great, yeah.
But everything else around, I mean, you could tell he probably had some help with he helped a lot out with a lot of the fight scenes. Because the fight scenes were pretty good and stuff. But it was just that like the forced like love connections a little bit was too much.
See, they really lost me with that because I felt like
she would have killed him.
That's what I'm saying.
I felt like she was going to turn into a villain.
If this was for real, she would have been like...
She'd have killed him like on day one.
Yeah, because the way they started her off was like, I don't trust this fool.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
A couple of looks. Granny forgives him one time. And well, part of the family. I saw you do something bad again with my own eyes. I forget. Oh wait, but he's helping us now. No, like dude, I'm like this was real. Snake Eyes would have died halfway through the movie.
And I'm gonna say this: if she's the head of the security, they need to get a new head of security.
Yeah, she was terrible at her job, and I was like, this is the only fun thing that this movie did was I like it when I'm in a situation where I gotta kind of root for the future bad guy. When I'm like, yeah, like when I'm watching Transform, I'm like, yeah, Megatron's an asshole. Like Starscream, I'm starting to see why he trying to take over. Like, yeah, I'm starting to see why Storm Shadow's mad as hell. Like, dude, come on, dude, this dude's being totally disrespected, totally disrespected. We family, but. I don't know. That's all I'll say is right here as far as so I don't give too much away. But overall, no, I don't see if they're trying to force because they're rebooting Transformers. This is the start of a reboot of G.I. Joe. If they're the only thing I'm going to be hopeful for is if this turns into a possible crossover. Even if it's terrible, I still want to see G.I. Joe and Transformers finally get together. Maybe that's what they're setting us up for. That's the only thing I'm going to hope for if for more of these movies.
What's sad about this movie?
I don't want any more.
What's sad about this movie is the timing that it's coming out. It's during this pandemic, and we went to see it at the screening, and it was hardly. It's probably nobody. About nobody
from the press showed up.
Yeah,
that much. It was like maybe 4 or 5 of us out there. But I promise I'd do my review and all that. I'm not surprised that too many people ain't show up, but at the same time, with things kind of opening up, especially here in Texas, the people are still a free movie. I thought people would show up.
Yeah.
But
and I really thought a lot of people was looking for because the trailers to this movie looked awesome.
The style is great.
Yeah.
The designs, the set design. It was just, but what was the direction, the cinematography, like the way the way things were shot. The clothing line, I mean, they did a great job. Set design, they did a great job. But the writing, the directing,
the writing,
the point,
directed, yes,
that was bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's how. Oh no, sorry, man. That's how I felt about it. I have high hopes for it. I came in positive, and I looked at Jason. I was like, "What's your expectations?" He said, "Very low." And I wish mine were too.
And I came in low because I did. Like I said, I love G.I. Joe.
It's probably a good thing they were low. Mine was high. I was like, they can't be going back and making those same mistakes. They are.
Yeah,
They should have probably started with a different character. Maybe Joe himself. Maybe hell, even a Scarlet movie might have been a better idea. But if this is our Scarlet, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the Scarlet. It's bad when I was more interested in Baroness than Scarlet. Not by much. I mean, she was more entertaining. Mm-hmm. But I mean, look-wise, she was spot on. But the second the writing, her dialogue just had to be better.
Yeah.
Because the second it got into the action, I just was out of it. That's our reaction to it. Sorry if that's not what you was hoping to hear, but can I recommend this one? Nah, I can't. I would say wait till you can stream it and see it then. But if you're looking for a positive reboot to the franchise, I don't think this is it. I had more fun with that first G.I. Joe movie, and that was crazy. Yeah. But that's how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below after you guys see it on Friday. And until next time, mate, peace.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you check out our Patreon page so you can help us bring you the content you want.
Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal. Yo. Turned up on another level. Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal.